Today I'll be working on a 2000 Toyota Camry CE. I'm gonna be changing the window regulator with the motor on it. I'm gonna be working on the front passenger side door. First thing I'm gonna do is move this frame here, whatever it's called. I'm gonna move it, and it looks like there's a crack here. That crack was already there. I didn't make that crack. There should be a cover here. There should be a cover. The screw is there. There should be something that covered the screw, but looks like that piece is broken off. And to remove that cover, you just need a flat head screwdriver. But since it's already broken off, I'm gonna just remove the screw. This will be a lot faster, so I'm not gonna use a screwdriver. I'm gonna try using this to pry that thing out. If you don't have one of this, you could use a flathead screwdriver, but you might want to put masking tape around the screwdriver so you don't damage the door panel. I cracked this right here, so damn. Cause there's a clip holding onto this side and a clip holding here, so you gotta force it out. I think the reason it cracked, the reason the top cracked is because the bottom was already cracked. Actually, never mind. I think I was too rough on it, that's why it cracked. This clip here, it hold on to a clip down here. There's a screw in here I need to take out. This looks like it's a screw hole, but I checked and I didn't see any screw in here. Next thing I'm gonna do is remove this cap right here and remove this cap right there. If you don't want any scratch on your car, then put masking tape around the screwdriver. This top cap is made of hard plastic, so if you're not careful you might crack the cap. So there's a screw here. Behind the other cap is also a screw. I'm gonna take this out. Looks like at the very bottom here, there's a screw there, and another one over here. So I'm gonna take those two screws out. This here, to take it out, just push in. I got a flathead screwdriver. I gotta take this out. Okay, there's two connector here. Push down on the clip and then take it out. If you have an assistant, one person could push down on the clip and the other could take it out with a plier or their hand. The other one is right here, the second connector. Looks like there's a clip here too. So I'm gonna push down the clip with the screwdriver and I just push it out. This door panel should be ready to come out now. I'm gonna use this to pry out. Here's the other side of the door panel. It looks like this right here. It goes in here. And this goes in here. This clip here goes in here, and this last clip, this one is broken. This clip is broken. It goes in here. I got it out and it broke. There's no other way to get it out, you just got pry it out. So it broke, but it's not gonna matter much. When I put the door panel on, it's gonna stay on. I'm gonna take this cover off. There's 1, 2, 3 screws. This plastic cover, I'm gonna use a utility knife to remove it. I got the plastic cover out of the way. I put it right here. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 screws holding on to the window regulator. So I'm gonna take out all these screws. See that right there? This is part of the regulator. It's sticking here from the other side. And this here is part of the regulator too. It's a clip to clip on here so the regulators doesn't fall or anything. Even though I took all the screw out, I'm gonna try to push the clip over so the regulator in the window I'll be able to push the regulator down. That clip that was sticking out here, I used the screwdriver to force it to the other side. And after I did that, the window started to fall down. So it looks like I'll be able to take the window out. Because this is the screw holding the window to the regulator. I could push the window down now. Here's the screw holding the window. There's one there, and there's one there. I'm gonna take these two screws out, and then I should be able to remove the window. Right now I'm gonna remove the screw that's holding the window. Looks like there's one more screw holding the regulator. Remember how I say the window was starting to slowly fall down? If I had this screw taken out during that time, I think the window would fall real fast down. Anyway, when I take out this screw, I should be able to remove the regulator. If you're working on removing the regulator and the motor, you want to be careful. You don't want to hurt yourself. So make sure this regulator doesn't fall on your finger. See this wire here? This wire is from the motor on the regulator. The blue connector in here, the other side is white. I need to disconnect the connector so I could remove the regulator, because the regulator is attached to the motor, and the motor is attached to this wire. I can use this to push it. Use a little screwdriver to push the clip up, and then use the other to it's only real tight, so it's hard to use your finger. This blue connector is clipped onto the door, so I can just force it out. If it breaks, then it breaks, because I'm gonna put the new one anyway. So here's the regulator in the motor guy out. Here's the one that came off of the car. Here's the one I'm gonna install to the car. They look a little bit different. A big difference I noticed is this right here. This one you can move around. This is the new one. The one that came from the car, I cannot move it around because it's connected to over here. But the new one doesn't connect to anything. I don't think it'll matter because it looks like there's 2 screw holes here, so I'm gonna just screw this to the door. And the one that came from the car, there's 2 screw holes here, and this is screw onto the door. Remember that clip from the regulator that was hanging, that it was clipped onto here? That clip is this right here. This is the clip. This right here. The new one doesn't have a clip, because if it did have a clip, it should be about right here. Anyway, I know this part is gonna be facing towards me, so this part will be facing towards me. This you could open and close it, but don't put your finger in here or here. Don't put your finger here. Don't put your finger here, cause you could hurt your finger. This you could close it down. Cause if you have your finger in those places I told you, your finger might get hurt. This is how I'm gonna put the new regulator in. The motor is gonna go in first. This is on the other side. There's 4 screw holes I'm trying to align. But once you align 2 screw holes, all 4 should be aligned. I put those 2 screws on. They're still on and loose. I still gotta tighten it up. The other 2 screw holes are, there's one here and one here, right there. I put the 4th screw back on and they're all tightened up. Remember that part from the new regulator that I was able to move around? One of the screw holes for that is here, and the other screw hole goes right here. You can move it around to align the 2 screw holes. It's a little bit difficult to move it around, but you could move it around. The 2 screws are on and they're tight. This is the wire from the new motor. First I'm not gonna put it in here yet, cause this clip goes in here. First I'm gonna connect the 2 wires together. I can connect the two wires together. I turn on the car. I put this back on, just temporary. And then I'm gonna see if the regulator and the motor's working or not. I'm gonna put the clip in now. Goes right in there. When you put the window back on, you want to use this control switch to bring down the window regulator so that the screw hole will align with this hole. The screw hole to put the window back on. So I'm going to use this switch. Okay, there's the screw hole right there. You want this screw hole to be aligned with this hole right here. And then the other screw hole for the window is right here. Now I can remove the control switch. It's easier to put the window in if you put it straight in. I'm having a hard time putting the window back in, so I'm gonna move the speaker, see if I could put my hand in there so I could help, so I could align the window back on track. If you could put the window in without doing this, you don't need to do this. This wire is connected to the speaker. I can disconnect. I damaged the clip that goes on the door, but there's damage to it, but it should go back on. There's a track right here. The window goes in here. And then on the other side, there's also a track. There's a track right here. I'm having trouble putting the window to fit on this track. It's going in this one. But on this side, it's having trouble going in. See right there, it's not going in properly. Window is kind of sticking out. I guess to get it in, you gotta make sure it's on the track before you push it. You gotta make sure the window is on the track before you push it down. Right now it's on track, and it's on track right here. It went straight in. So I guess I didn't really need to move the speaker. I got the window in, but the screw hole on the window will not align with the screw hole on the regulator. See, here's the window, and the screw hole on the regulator is on the other side. Same with this part. here's the window screw hole, and then the regular screw hole is on the other side. The screw hole won't align, so I can't put the screw in. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna loosen this screw, this one, this one, this one, this one, and I'm gonna loosen this screw hole over here. So there's a total of 6 screws. I'm gonna loosen the screw and see if I could push the regulator and the window screw hole together. They're all loose now, so now I'm gonna try to push the regulator and the window screw hole together. I was able to align the screw hole. Now I could put the screw in. I'm gonna put these 2 screws in there. And after I put these 2 screws in, I'm gonna tighten all these 6 screws again. If you're working your finger around the regulator, you want to make sure the car is turned off, and you want to make sure there isn't anyone touching the master control or any other control switch on the car. Because if you're working with the regulator and then move your hand gonna get hurt. Your hand could get hurt. This is the old regulator that came with the car. This end and this end will be this end and this end over here. See this right here? It's kind of sticking up. And the other side is sticking up a little bit too. You want to make sure that part that is sticking out a little bit, you want to make sure it snap or stick into the window hole. You want to make sure it click right in. I got that screw in. I got this screw in. And I tightened up this screw, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Everything else will just be the reverse of removing it. The window's working now. I broke this. If you're careful, you could get it out with a screwdriver. Just be careful. There's a clip here and a clip under here. If you're careful, you could use a screwdriver to pry out. But when I did this, I broke it. The bottom part was already broken. I broke the top part, so I just threw it away, and I'm gonna just put a new one in. This is on the driver's side door. Earlier I was working on the passenger side door. I broke the one on the passenger side door. It was already broken, but I broke it some more. But I'm gonna show you how to take this out. First you gotta move, there's a screw in here you gotta remove. You gotta first move the cover though, before you could get access to the screw. I put masking tape around this screwdriver so I don't scratch the door panel. There's a clip on top and a clip on the bottom. This is how you take it out. Just don't forget to remove the screw first. If you don't remove the screw first, you're not going to be able to take it out. And to put it back on, just put this back into, there's a clip here, put it back into here. You gotta move it to the right a little bit so the clip will hook on. I guess it's already, I guess the clip is already on it. And then put the screw back on. And then put the cover back on. My name is Kane. I hope you enjoyed the video.